Hey there, welcome to the Unique Beauty and Meditation Podcast. I am your host, Karen Slack. I am your resident head and soul spa specialist, intuitive life coach, and meditation guide. I'm here to help you celebrate your uniquely beautiful self through energy awareness, Reiki, meditation, intuitive readings, contemplation, and to indulge in balancing those out sometimes with a head spa. Just as a reminder, any of the tips, tricks, or ideas that I share in any of my podcasts or any of my content are meant for spiritual awareness and energetic awareness purposes only. If you have any physical or mental health concerns, please seek a physical or mental health professional because I am not. And I have a lot of professionals I can connect you with. So if you need support, reach out. I'll share a few. Okay, let's get going. So I wanted to connect today on the notion of peace. I think I talked about within the last few podcasts about how sometimes my podcasts are a little bit more guided with an outline, and some of them were a little less structured. This is a less structured one, and as you can see, I'm getting some cards out because we're going to explore some inner knowing. We're going to explore some intuition and dive into a bit of an intuitive contemplation. One of the concepts that has been coming up a lot recently within my work in energy sessions and head spa sessions and intuitive contemplation moments is the notion of peace. And people are looking to find peace. It's really powerful to see how the head and soul spa sessions are helping to people activate and balance that crown chakra, which is helping to usher those notions of peace into the rest of our chakras and into our body and into our mind, and therefore into our life. But it's gotten so that the notion of peace is it's a buzz term, and we've disconnected from what it really gets to look like and feel like within our life. So we're going to take a moment today and we're going to explore and ask for a little bit of divine support within the cards to help us understand how peace gets to show up in our life more. I don't need these, I guess. So I want you to take a minute and I want you to pause and think about, what does peace mean for you? I think one of the most powerful things that we can do to connect with the notion of peace and how that gets to show up in our life is to simply pause and connect with that self-awareness, that inner knowing that helps us understand our life, our process, the energies within it, and how we experience it. And when we reflect on, what does peace look like for me? What does it mean? How does it show up? That's one of the most powerful ways that we can make peace more of a commodity that we get to grab onto versus an ethereal concept that sounds great but doesn't happen in our life, is by pausing and reflecting on those notions. So I'm going to pull some cards so we can dive into this a little bit more and maybe offer a little intuitive inspiration along the way. Go with me for a minute, if you can. If you can close your eyes and join me for a little meditative moment, feel free. If you can't close your eyes, then just take a moment to listen and allow yourself to settle in and be open to what messages come out moving forward. I'm just going to take a deep breath. Excuse me. Allow your energy to settle. We embrace some intuitive knowing, some intuitive awareness to help us understand peace within our life, within our body, within our mind, and moving forward. We welcome our divine circle to step forward and support us through this journey of peace. And we embrace the seeds of inner knowing that lead us to those nuggets of peace available to us within our life. Okay, so I have 3 decks here that I felt drawn to. We're going to start off with the Your Feelings Are Valid. We're going to pull a card from there. And then I think we're going to draw one from Sacred Creator's Oracle deck, because there's something really powerful about the notion of creating peace within our life. And then maybe we'll finish, or somewhere in there, Embrace the Field Tarot. Those are the ones that I have out that we're going to work with today. I'm going to move my water so I don't spill it all over my card. Okay. So we're going to pull a card from this Your Feelings Are Valid deck. And we are going to ask for a card that helps us understand these notions of peace and what leads to them within our life. Shuffle them up. I'm going to actually set the deck out. It's a little bit of a new way that I've been connecting to the cards within the deck. Cut the deck and embrace the top card. Unknowing. 2 things that happen with this card. One of the cool things is that I love that we get to see the stars on the card and those steps. The stars happening in the night and those steps are really powerful symbols. Those stars honor the many possibilities in life. So when we see these stars on this card, we are embracing the many possibilities of peace that get to show up in our life. And those steps honor that it's one step at a time. It's not a big leap. It's not a major adventure. It's one step at a time. What feels like peace today may be different than what feels like peace down the road. You are slowly introducing an energy shift where you get to welcome nuggets of peace within our life. One step at a time. One step at a time. The notion of unknowing is, I feel like it honors 2 things. It honors how far away from peace that we've gotten, that we don't even know what it looks like and what it feels like. However, there also is a bit of a fear of the unknown that comes up. And this is the part of this kind of work that we don't really talk about out loud very much, is that notion of that fear of those good things we want, those good things we want to welcome into our life. For example, this peace. Sometimes there's fears of the unknown that come up when we're leaning into these previous experiences in our life, previous emotional patterns in our life, previous energetic experiences show up to tell us, but oh, what if we can't experience peace? Or, oh, what if we're doing it wrong? Or, oh, what if I'm sacrificing all of these other things and all of these other people by experiencing peace? And there's all of these charcoal, gray, yucky, muddy what ifs that come up that we feel that prevent us from experiencing that peace. And sometimes we have to dive into the unknown. We have to embrace that we don't know all the answers, and that maybe we don't have to know all the answers in order to bring this new energy in our life. And that's where these steps come in. One step at a time, our spirit and our soul is opening up to peace. And one step at a time, our ego and our mind and our body are starting to recognize that, okay, we get to experience this more. And one step at a time, we're starting to define the possibilities of peace and how it shows up for us. Today, though, our first card reminds us there is some unknown to embracing this new peaceful energy. As you explore what it looks like and what it feels like in your life, there is some unknown that shows up, and that's okay. You still get to experience peace, even though these murky what ifs are showing up in your life. So I love that card. Love that card. I love that it kind of calls us out, calls the ego out right away. It's like, okay, take a moment, connect with those fears, and trust that you get to find that peace in your life moving forward. You get to define, not find, you get to define what that peace looks like and feels like in your life moving forward. I love that notion. You get to define what that peace gets to look like and feel like in your life moving forward. Not find it, not fit into a mold, not let it happen in a specific way, but healthy, authentic peace that shows up within your life, one little moment at a time, one little nugget at a time. So this card fell out when I was shuffling the deck, so we're going to go with it. It's the clarity card. There is a sword, a single sword. Nobody's wielding this sword, but the sword can represent strength and protection. And it feels like it honors a strength and a protection against those murky what ifs and those inner demons that are preventing us from finding that peace. And the word on this, it's the Ace of Swords. The word on this is clarity. It's reminding us that when we find those still, quiet, peaceful moments, and we start to define what fosters that within our life, and we start to create moments, micro moments of that within our life, and we start to honor this momentum in our life, we start to connect with clarity. And this card reminds us that peace helps us settle all that excess stimulation and all that excess energy. And the more we do it, the more we lean into clarity, and the more we start to define things more clearly within ourselves and within our life. But if we're constantly stimulating, and we're constantly throwing energy, and we're constantly overthinking and overanalyzing and judging ourselves and having these thoughts and energies bombard us, then we're not creating those moments of peace. This unknowing card is a reminder. This isn't always an easy journey to find those moments of peace. That's why we're taking the pressure off and we're going to explore it. We're not going to make it a heavy task we've got to experience within our life all the time. We're going to open up and explore and move forward with curiosity as to what offers me peace. What gets to be something that makes me feel more peaceful? Maybe it's cold where you are this time of year, and that snow falling is so peaceful. It's like the most beautiful, peaceful white noise ever. Maybe it's when everybody goes to bed and the house is quiet. Maybe you create a little nook in your house that you get to go to that's quiet and it's more peaceful. Maybe peace is more of a physical rest and a physical settle versus a noise settle. Maybe peace happens after you release some emotions that you've been carrying for way too long. Whatever that is, you get to move forward in trust. You get to fight those inner demons and embrace that notion of peace and explore these new nuggets in life with bravery and courage and fun exploration as to how peace gets to show up. Okay, so I'm going to put this deck away. And I am going to share all of these cards on my social media, on my Instagram, and probably on my TikTok, because I have one of those now. If you find you want to follow me on TikTok, you're on there, let me know, reach out. It is at Karen.ubm on TikTok. Okay. Let's pull a Sacred Creators Oracle deck. We've gone through the notion that has helped us define this adventure of finding peace within our life. Now let's look for a card that inspires us on how we can show up to creating peace within our life. I'll go back to the way that I pulled this card the first time. So what I do when I pull cards this way, which is a little bit new for me, usually I spread them out, is I hold the deck on the table and I explore within that deck where it feels I need to cut the deck. And then I take the top card on that cut. We're going way at the bottom for this one. Okay. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. Oh my God, I love this card. Okay, so I'm going to move a little bit forward because I need you to really see this card this time. I know you can't read it, but look at the color. That color honors our solar plexus. It honors our power center. It honors courage and brightness. And that notion of filling your cup up with sacred giggles. It's a reminder that it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be an inner exploration that is this deep navigating journey. It gets to be light. It gets to be open. It gets to be giggles. Maybe your peaceful moments start by laughing with somebody that makes you laugh, or by watching a comedy. Maybe that notion of finding that humor in life and celebrating, even finding the humor with how we experience life. Maybe that's how we start to find peace, is by combating the heavy with a lighter, more fun-filled energy. This is the first step to us finding peace, is to embrace the sacred giggle. Those moments where we laugh until our belly hurts, or we giggle with somebody, or we chuckle, they lift our vibration. And when we lift our vibration, we are opening ourselves up to those notions of peace and how they look in life. So your notions of peace may not look like everybody else's. You get to explore what is unknown. You get to explore the possibilities, one step at a time, one forward motion at a time. You get to trust that there is clarity beyond the noise that comes up when we start to welcome peace in. And you get to trust that it gets to be light. Card backwards. You get to trust that it gets to be lighter. You get to trust that you get to giggle and have fun with this adventure. So there we go. Here's a little bit of an intuitive contemplation on peace and how it gets to show up in our life. I hope you received some good nuggets along the way, and I would love to know what this has sparked in you and how you can find peace within your life. And as always, continue to celebrate your uniquely beautiful self. If you would like to explore some intuitive contemplations customized for you, reach out. We can connect.